Let's get the show on the road.
We click go live. All right, you got no place to be later. Boom, roasted. Oh, hey, now we're live. All right. And then we have to take that live video and share it. Sharing is caring. And it's closed captioning us. Look at that fanciness. And then ye old Matt's cell phone goes off. I like it. I like it.
So that was a pretty good show, Kenny. Glad you guys all could join us.
Good day.
I say good day.
All right. A lot of people are already doing stuff.
People are already... Oh, come on, man. All right. Oh, you know what? This is the first... I think this is the first time my father's watching live. How about that?
Hey, what up, Bruce?
There we go.
What up, Bruce? What if I like, how's it going, Bruce? That's my Michael McDonald.
I don't even know what that is.
You don't know who Michael McDonald is? I keep forgetting.
I still don't know the song.
How do you not know Michael McDonald?
All right, we ready?
Let me record first. Hey, Matt.
Kenny.
You know how what is it? 3 years ago, or like 2.5 years ago, I had bought a whole bunch of stickers, and they inundated my closet.
You are finally giving out the last ones.
No, I am here to say that we still have a lot of stickers that are overrunning my closet, and we need to get rid of them. And the best way to do that is if you, that's right, you, and I'm pointing at the camera, you go to twomoose.com/sticker.
You ought to place your face over the only you can prevent forest fires, Smokey the Bear, and then just say only you can prevent something with the stickers. And then also do the, who's the, I don't even know what the character's name is. It's like, we want you for the United
Uncle
States.
Sam.
Uncle Sam.
Yeah, the Uncle Sam character.
Put your face on that and do the same thing, pointing at you with your face, stickers.
It should be like, we want you to allow Kenny to put clothes back in his closet. twomoose.com/sticker. If you fill out the form, we will mail you a sticker for free at no cost to you. This is completely hindering the business department that we are sending these stickers, and you're not going to get just one. You're going to get a handful of them because, again, I ordered way too many, and we need to get rid of them. They're also comically oversized. Like, they're not really practical stickers.
They're good to go on laptops.
Yeah,
I wouldn't even. I mean, if you put them on your bumper, like bumper sticker,
it's too big. It's too big for that. I will
it's
say,
also going to be a pain in the ass getting it off.
a lot of people have wrapped it around, like they have like those Yeti thermoses and stuff like that. You could wrap that around. But twomoose.com/sticker is where you need to go. Get a free sticker, and honestly, it would help us out, not just for closet space, but to promote it, and people would be like, "What's Two Moose?" And people would be like,
"Is there an Aunt Samantha, Uncle Sam,
and Aunt Samantha,
and Aunt Samantha, who's like, the is that what's the chick's name?
Samantha.
What's the like from the World War II? It's the chick who's like flexing her bicep.
You can do it. Yeah, Rosie the Riveter.
Okay, she's not Aunt Sam. Samantha.
No,
okay.
no.
Like the other version of Uncle Sam.
If Rosie the Riveter and Uncle Sam had a kid, would it be the most patriotic baby known to man?
Their baby would be a bald eagle.
Enjoy the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, there are 7 acknowledged wonders of the world. You are about to witness the 8th.
Doing like live adjustments to the camera as we do. What is up, everyone? It is Two Moofs coming back at you. Episode 78. I'm Kenny.
Matt.
And can you believe it, Matt? 78 episodes.
Did you say can you believe it?
Kenny believes it.
That's our new segment. I just tell you 3 wacky things, and you have to which one do you believe and which 2 do you not believe?
Kenny believes it. This is episode 78. Thank you guys so very much for joining us. There are many ways you can interact. We are obviously broadcasting live on Facebook Live, and you can subscribe to our YouTube channel and watch any episodes there. You can also download our podcast from any podcast streaming.
I got a Matt, don't believe it. You told me how many people downloaded last week, and I don't believe it. I'm just saying that between us. The figure that you gave me, I don't believe it.
Well, I do. You could always email us, show@twomoofs.com. That's TOOMOOFS. And you could always text us at 347-MY-MOOFS. In fact, we do have a text coming in from a 321 number. What is a flex that is very specific to Gen X and millennials? Like something that your parents couldn't flex on or use to like kind of flirt. And the example they give is... yo, I got 7 different streaming services. No big deal.
Okay, so we're saying something that we flexed when we were kids?
No, a flex that only our generation could flex about. Our parents can't do it, and then any generations after us will probably have something completely
You
different.
could say I had a PlayStation and Xbox.
yeah,
you had both,
but people
both systems.
But people can do that now.
Okay, well, I mean, like I'm looking at it like when I was a kid. What would
get
be?
that.
You're like, dang man, like little Johnny's got a PlayStation and an Xbox, or Sega Genesis and a Super Nintendo.
Or you can be like, I beat Mike Tyson in Mike Tyson's Punch-Out first try.
And then everyone wants to watch you do it. You're like, prove it.
No, that was back.
Prove it.
Here's one. It is very specific. Be like, you know what? I put the Silver Monkey together first try.
on the Nickelodeon
on Legends of the Hidden Temple. Yeah, that is interesting because a lot of it is technology based. Because I don't think they're, like back in the
You could like when you again. I'm totally changing the question. You could also do when we were kids. I was first to get cable internet versus 56K, 126K
or
modem.
That, what is it? DSL line.
Yeah, I think it went up to 256K, and then went to cable. Cable internet.
That would be a pretty good one.
I remember when I got at people, I was amazed at how fast the internet was.
It could also be something. It's like, hey, I'm able to talk on the phone and surf the internet at the same time. Because even if you had a dial-up line, because sometimes it would clog up the phone line.
You almost have to have a second phone line back then, so that
I will say that was a flex. If you had your own phone number
as a kid,
you
had your own phone number in your room.
Yep.
You had your own little phone,
and it was the
100%.
see-through phone where you can see all the gears inside,
all the electronics.
So, because, obviously generations before us, I know it's still a thing, but, like the whole muscle cars and then leather jackets, and it's like the more greased your hair was, the hotter you looked. Like, was there anything? I think another one, our generation, it's like those pants, the baggier the pants, the cooler you were.
Oh, Jinkos?
Yeah, Jinko, but not just the pants, like the shirts. Like skinny little high school kids were wearing like triple XL basketball jerseys,
and then trying to ride a skateboard,
as
if like you have any more range of motion. Like you're wearing the clothes with the least amount of like range of motion, and then you're going to try and skateboard.
So people chiming in on the Facebook chat, Sandra, it's like I had a tape player, CD player, and record player all in one with radio, like one of those boom boxes that had that was a pretty good. And then the detachable speakers, even though they weren't wireless and they only had speakers that were like 3 feet away from it, but the speakers could detach. And then Jessica goes, I had a mini disc player. What an oddly specific thing.
Remember when you would be on your computer and you had the speakers right in front of you, right? And then
I think I know what you're going to say.
A text message was about to come in, and your speakers would, your speakers would make that little noise. Yeah, and you knew that there was going to be a text message coming in.
That Morse code, and then you started to recognize the different types because you knew a phone call was going to come in if it started doing the meh, right before it.
Man, that's back in the day.
Yeah. These are just two old men rambling about early technology. Well, thank you so very much for texting that in.
I remember I saw a video that just kind of on topic. I saw a video that really made me like go, wow. I never thought about that. If I were to ask you, Kenny, demonstrate answering the phone, what would you do?
Because you're right, you do the shaka sign
or the Hawaiian hang loose sign and hold it up to your ear, right?
Pinky thumb open. And then you put that to your ear.
Right.
But you're right.
But now if you ask like
they do the cupped C.
A cup, like you're making a C with your hand holding up to your ear, cell phone.
That's pretty good. And then so the term like hey, roll down your windows, but you're not actually rolling. You're hitting the button. But like now I get it. There are a lot of cheap cars that still have that. But then it's like hang up where you're not hanging anything. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I also think it's also kind of going in this direction when you say like, hey, video record something. You don't say video anymore. It's just say you record it because video. I think video it connotates. You have like actual videotape.
That's true, but I know a lot of people that are still said, "Oh yeah, I taped a commercial yesterday." Like physical shoots, and that's actually a tease for something later. But like, if it's like, hey, can you tape this event for me? Not, I don't mean on TV. I mean like actually going there and recording it. There are some dumb people that still say
Right, but
tape
if you were
instead of record.
if you were to call somebody up and say, hey, a TV show is going to come on and you want them to save it, you would say, hey, can you record this for me? You wouldn't say, can you video record this for me?
Yeah, well, yeah, you don't even have to say video anymore.
You say, yeah.
Really, a lot of people would rather have it streamed, And then on our Facebook page, too, Russell chimed in. We talked about many shows ago the movie The Golden Compass. And it's like, if that movie, if you liked that movie, check out His Dark Materials on HBO. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't. And I'm glad that he brought that up because that little plug for it is making me want to watch it now.
Yeah. So
because I did like The Golden Compass, and I was like, man, they never did, the sequel to it. They just kind of left it open ended, and I did know that there was the TV show that came out, but gave raving reviews for it, so I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah. So thanks you so very much for chiming in. We have a lot to talk about. In fact, we even thought about what if we kind of broke these topics up, but a lot of them were time sensitive. So it was a couple weeks since the last show, and we're trying to do better and not do like a whole month in between. But since we last met, I remember in high school, Matt, you and I you were so convinced that the XFL run by the at the time WWF, that it was rigged. Or I should say it was scripted like how wrestling was scripted, which is really difficult to do with 22 people on the field. But the XFL's back, and it's actually was sold by Vince McMahon to Dwayne Johnson and his ex-wife, and they're still business partners, and they own the XFL. I actually got a chance to work for them.
Is there any reason to think that would be a good purchase? Like the XFL is going to have any longevity?
So let me say this: yes and no, because, and I'm not saying it because they employ me, but the amount he purchased it for was really cheap.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, you're right. The problem with the first XFL is they tried to compete and say, we're just like the NFL. The XFL is embraced.
Is that how they said it, like that? We're just like the NFL.
I'm sure they did.
We're just like the NFL.
Hey, guys. One of the things that the XFL is embracing is that it's like, hey, no, we get it. The NFL is top dog. But what we're doing, we're going to be the minor league system. We're going to try these rules that we hope the NFL adopts. We're going to have these players that we hope the NFL gets.
Yeah.
And they're embracing that they're the spring football league. It's like, listen, tickets are cheap. Come out. We get it. We're not the NFL. But you know what? If you want to watch the football and you want to see someone that could potentially, like that was in the NFL or is going to be, why not? Some amazing college stars that may not have been drafted high or flamed out. It's like, I loved,
It's like you're going to be sent back down to the minors.
Yeah, exactly. So they're embracing it. And I got a chance to be the stage manager for it and basically, cueing people on the field for like the national anthem and the color guard and then the player lineups and stuff. And it was the military night there, and a lot of the people we worked with were wounded warriors. So these are people with like amputees or in a wheelchair and stuff. And that's all well and good. I'm not complaining about that. But it was one of those things where I needed to run from point A to point B because I got to get the show going. And these people were not hustling at all because, missing a leg and combat of war.
Yeah.
And I'm having to escort them because if I'm not with them, they're going to get lost and in a sea of football players and stuff. So it was crazy. And in the middle of me like turning around explaining things to them because, again, I'm delayed, they're warming up on the field, and kicker, there's a reason why he's in the XFL, shanked a ball, hit me square in the face as I was talking to him. And it was
Is it on video somewhere? Can you find it?
No, unfortunately, well, it could be, and it might have been a not top 10. But it was one of those where, like, I'm talking to him, and I'm, like, at a 45-degree angle, so I'm trying to, like, point at the field and everything. And as I'm doing that, like, I turn around back, and literally, you could not time it perfectly. I turn back around to point at the field, and the ball just hits me.
Is it one of those where you
right
saw it coming at the last minute, or you never even saw it coming?
I never saw it until it was a centimeter from my face hitting me.
Damn.
Thankfully, it didn't leave a bruise or anything, but it was one of those, like, people ran over, like, oh my God,
did
are
the
you
kicker
okay?
come over and apologize?
Oh, of course not. No, he
What an
just,
ass.
he kept doing,
You should have just gone right over him and kick it right at him, like point blank right at him, just kick it out.
But I did it, and it's fun. I'm actually traveling to D.C. this weekend to work the game up there. And again, I get it. It's not the best football, and the Orlando team sucks. They're 0-5, and they are comically bad. Like, I watch them, and I'm like...
You got to let us know what the script is for the, next game.
We'll do. But I just wanted to share that with you. Again, a couple more comments from it. A lot of people are saying that you need to watch that show, that His Dark Materials.
Yeah,
you're getting more and more comments. And then Michael chimes in. It's like a quick question: when you're in the bank, like let's say you're at the bank in queue, as the British would say,
Right.
Are you in line or online?
Oh, yeah, that's strange.
I don't think people would.
I don't know.
Online?
I don't know if anyone would say on the line.
Yeah, that's interesting.
You're
It's an
online.
argument that he apparently has all the time, but I would say in line. I'm in
in
line at the register. I'm in line at the bank. Who says
You're
online?
out of line, sir.
Yep, you're out of line. Interesting. All right, just throwing that in there. Another thing that I did that wasn't involved getting hit in the face with a football. I was what is called a reactionary background for a Starbucks commercial. So a lot of people know clearly I am a ham and I'm egotistical. So I sign up every once in a while for these experiences to do on camera stuff. And one of the things they wanted was just extras for a Starbucks commercial.
Okay.
And it was
You don't even drink coffee, do you?
no, not at all.
Yeah.
No, it was taping at Wekiva Springs.
All right.
And they're promoting their whole summer line. So all the info they told us was, "Hey, we'll pay you $300.
I'm in.
At most 12 hours, but you
Ooh,
should
I'm
be
out.
done by
I'm
then."
out. I'm out.
Well, if you look at it, that's what, like $25 an hour, I think, if you did the full 12. But they're like, hey, but
If you do a good job out the gate, hey, you're done. You're good.
yeah,
If you just act your ass off, be done in an hour.
that's true. But remember, I'm background, so I'm not the reason for the delay. So
You should tell them that too. Every take, you're like, it wasn't my problem. I did good.
no, it was fun. So they're promoting their summer line of drinks, which is why they were at Wekiva Springs. And if you've been there, it's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like a full thing. And first and foremost, I'm sitting there and I'm like, why Wekiva Springs? It's like all pea water. Like, why would you ever want to do this? Because it's open to the public.
That's the next
it's-
flavor of
it's-
coffee they're making.
So what they wanted was they want people like at a campsite essentially, and then what ends up happening is they're having fun. It's just young people and they're drinking these summer drinks, and then one person, it's like, oh, he's the crazy person, and he jumps into the water with all his clothes on, and it's like, oh, whatever. So normally in a party type scene, you have a lot of extras and they're just in the background. But
Right.
this one, a reactionary extra, has to react to what's happening. So you're allowed to oh, that's crazy or
Yeah.
whatever. So I was doing that.
It's the reaction people in the Mentos commercials back in the day.
That's true.
who
Yeah,
had-
like the whoa.
You just went through a car someone else's car during traffic. Total breaking and entering.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it was about I'd say what they call four principals, like the main actors, and it's about a dozen extras that are supposed to do random stuff.
Right.
Well, I was tasked. It's like, hey, extra $100. Do you mind being an extra in the water? I'm like, not a problem. And the reason for the extra is for safety purposes. And you're going to be
You don't know how to swim.
and you're going to be in the water for hours.
Mm.
And this was last week when it got kind of chilly. And
Oh, Jesus.
it was freezing, but we had to pretend it was the summer. So every time they called action, we have to whatever. They gave people some props and stuff, like some people in the background are throwing a ball or a frisbee or whatever. They gave me one of those pool floats, like the long ones that
The
you lay in.
noodles.
No, like the actual float, like that,
Oh, okay.
that you can lay on
Yeah,
and fall
yeah,
asleep
okay,
on.
okay.
So I lay on it, and I'm in the background, and they're like, "Hey, you look like a floating corpse. So can you not lay on it? Can you just kind of maybe put your arms around it and just kind of use it to float?"
Okay, so bear with me here. You've been out there for several hours. You're on the floaty, and you just pass out. And they're
Yeah.
trying to sir, we need you to wake up. We're ready to go.
Yeah.
And you just ignore them. What are they gonna do? They're gonna send someone in there to get you.
Yes, they will.
you just ruin the rest of the day by swimming circles around them.
I know it's not a pool; it's open springs. But I would love if they got one of those pool nets and we're just kind of swipe at my body.
Sir, we need you to leave.
So I'm there, and then so for visual purposes, I have it perpendicular to my body, and I'm kind of draped over it.
Yeah.
But when they call action, we're supposed to be having fun, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, splashing or whatever. But I have this floating object across my chest.
You just need to
But-
do wave pool motion.
Yeah, but no, because visually, because I'm in the background, I need to do more than that. Because if I'm just doing regular wave pool motions, I look motionless. The
Okay.
further are you away, so I have to
You do
wave.
the international sign for I'm drowning.
Well, okay.
Wave your hands above your head.
That's almost where I'm going. So I'm sitting there and I'm splashing with my feet and arms. But then I realize from a person who doesn't know what's going on, it looks like I don't know how to use a raft because it's perpendicular across me, and I'm like, I don't know how to float. And then secondly, it looks like I'm drowning. It looks like I'm in the background, like flailing around, like someone help me.
You should have just done like in the Olympics, the choreographed like swimming, and just stuck your feet up in the air and just like do your whole routine.
I thought about that too. But again, it was fun and everything, and I got a cool $400, and we were out within 8 hours, and they fed us, and they gave us wardrobe. Like we were supposed
And you got to keep the floaty?
Well, we were supposed to bring like a bunch of clothing options, but apparently my clothes are too wacky. So like my summertime attire was too much neon, too much crazy prints because I have the kitty cat, swim trunks. So they didn't want that. So they gave me like wardrobe, like whatever, plain Jane sort of stuff. But then they put me in the water so you couldn't see any of it. So I'm like, I could have
Did they
worn...
let you keep it?
Yeah.
I was going to say, you could have been like, I'm not going to lie, I peed in these when I was in there for
let me
8
say
hours,
this.
so you might as well let me
So
keep
I
it.
was in the water for like 2 hours at a time, then they took a break, then another 2 hours, then lunch, then 2 hours, whatever. I may or may not have peed many times in the water.
In the
And
springs.
now... It kept me warm, man. I'm telling you.
You should have
it
done it
kept me warm.
every time they said action, you should have done it. That way when you watch the commercial, there's 100% chance during the commercial you can be like, I'm peeing in that commercial.
That's
right
good.
now.
Well, then they did, they did more shoots in other locations, so they needed the extras to do this, that, and the other, because obviously nowadays, you don't just do the main commercial, you do something for social, you do like a 10-second
You're sitting
one.
around the campfire.
And I'm peeing in the campfire.
And you're peeing in the campfire.
Yeah, it's great. Well, then they did another thing where, at the end of the day as the sun was going down, that they're going to do like a barbecue scene where it's like, we're finally all sitting together. And this was the disappointment. This is one of those like commercial tricks. So you know how you've seen the things where it's like for fast food restaurants for the burger, like it's not whatever, but they do it for the bite. Well, when you're talking about like a picnic scene, everyone needs food and everyone needs to have
A lot of food, too.
All they did was just like each side of a burger, and then that's it.
It's just raw.
And it is grossly raw. There were like Cheetos and stuff, but we weren't allowed to actually pick it up and eat it because, again, we'd get fingers all over and crumbs
Cheeto
and stuff
fingers.
because we're doing take after take.
But that's how you know it's real, when people have Cheeto fingers.
But we'd have to sit there and have to do a Cheeto and pretend and like just hold it or maybe put it on our plate. And then at the end of each take, dump it back out, get some hand sanitizer, do it all over again. And then like it smelled good because it is a barbecue grill, but all the production people were doing was like sizzling it for 5 seconds at a time. And we were like, I just want to bite into this burger so bad, but it's like obviously just raw. It's like I want to eat this.
Just freak them
so
out and
bad.
just start taking big old bites out of the raw burger and be like, "Is this not what we're supposed to be doing?" Like, I'm an actor.
Well, and what was funny is one of the another movie tricks is in the barbecue grill they put almond powder in there because that smokes like crazy. So if you're cooking, it gets that visual. Oh yeah, lots of smoke because it's a barbecue. Except if you stand there long enough, you start wheezing and coughing and about to pass out. Like, it is very nauseating to do that. But it was fun, and I don't know when it's going to be released. I don't know where it's going to be released. I don't even drink Starbucks. And again, I didn't want to tell them that, but I'm sitting there, and it's like, yeah, cool. But thankfully, they didn't have me holding it, so it's not false advertising. But it is false swimming. Because I certainly don't look like I know how to swim.
All right, well, let us know if it comes on. We'll watch
And
it.
the last part I'll say about it is they did that, and it is like, Wekiva Springs, it's open to the public. So they had to do the awkward, like, allow people in, but only have them on certain areas. So there might be some shots where you see people, but then, like...
They're not part of it.
They're not part of it, but then everyone does the old, like, pull out their cell phones, like, oh, wait, they're doing a TV commercial. It is the dumbest of derelicts that show up one, at a free springs at Wekiva Springs, and then two, to make such a big deal about it. And then they get in the way. They're like, guys, we're doing something here. Like, please leave. Like, you can watch from afar, but
Give them some of the raw burgers. That's what they want to.
that is true.
Partake.
But and it's funny too because it's one of those things where it's like everyone has the dream of make me famous too. Everyone was just like, oh, if I hang out long enough, if I do something funny in the background, that director's going to be like, brilliant.
You're the next. You're the next Starbucks.
I'll tell you right now,
voice.
It will never happen. I will guarantee you, it will never happen on a commercial because the Starbucks representatives were there, the ad agency representatives were there. Everything is so formulaic.
Deal or No Deal is dead to me. Press Your Luck is dead to me.
But it is so formulaic.
I could have been the next.
So like. There is a science as to who they picked and why for the main people. So there's no way you're just randomly doing it in the background.
The people that got picked are not the next big, stars.
That's true. Well, that's true. But every once in a while, you start seeing those commercial actors where it's like, I've seen them in like 10 different commercials.
He was just camping at Wekiva Springs. Now he's in a commercial for Buick.
Yeah. And he can't swim in either one of them. It's like, where do you even watch commercials? That's true with the era of streaming.
I don't
But
know.
if you don't pay for YouTube, you got a commercial waiting, in front of you. I know, like
does
some of the
that?
Hulu frees and stuff, they sneak in some commercials. in
Yeah,
there.
I have Hulu, and
Yeah, so
there are
who
some
knows?
things that show commercials, which is
And for all I know, it may
Quite
not even
annoying.
be in our market. It could be like, oh, Latin America, so we'll never see it.
right. They just want to know where they're like, man, where are those nice springs?
Yeah, why is that guy drowning? Someone save him. All right, so that was the wackiness that went on with me. Matt had his own wackiness. We'll start with the Publix story.
It's a quick story.
Because it's a
Quick
quick
story.
story, apparently. Quick!
Heading to Publix
I don't know why I did that.
after the gym, and I'm in the area where you pick out the cart, right? Behind me,
Let me ask this: does your Publix have the cart? And I say your Publix. I think you and I shop at different Publixes. Weirdly enough, do you have the Publix that has the full size cart and then the tiny half cart?
no, there's no half cart.
Oh, I like the half carts.
Well, let me put it like I was not at my regular Publix for this
Okay.
one either.
I'm just saying half
But-
cart. By the way, every supermarket, grocery store, half carts. Always half carts.
Why not just use the basket?
Because you got to carry that. It's too heavy. Like, for example, let's say you just need a couple of 12 packs. I don't want to carry that. Let me put it in the half cart. I'm not wasting the whole cart.
I think
half
those
cart
are for
pushing
kids.
around.
Those are for kids.
Well, then why are they 6 feet tall?
Big kids.
Mm.
So I'm grabbing a cart, and behind me is a lady who's already walking in with her own cart. And I hear her clear as day saying, and I'm going to have to curse here, but she's going, fucking bitch, crack whore, bitch, motherfucker.
Oh, no.
And like, I turn around and I look at her.
And I'm like, Mom?
And I look at her and I go, and we make eye contact. I go, rough day? And, and she's like, I'm so sorry. Like, I didn't know you were there. And I'm like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'm thinking like she had some encounter right out front of the Publix, with a homeless person, obviously a crack whore. So I don't know what she saw. Okay.
I hope that she had an encounter like days ago and she just started thinking of it
No,
again
no.
and started talking to herself.
So look, she's like, I'm so sorry. Totally normal lady. And I was like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We are both going into the Publix where, there's like the free or the buy one, get one free, counter with stuff. And
It's
not
almost
talking
like
to
a
her.
bargain bin.
Yeah. She then goes, fucking tits, motherfucker. Tourette's. I had never encountered somebody with legit Tourette's
Wow.
until then. And it was, look, it was fine. I didn't care. But I was like, this is just, it was such an interesting experience. I thought she had seen someone out front and was
Yeah.
literally like complaining, aggravated, frustrated. This lady was just Touretting. I don't even know if that's the word, but she was just ticking. I think what it is. You have your. I
No,
think it's,
you have ticks. Sorry,
ticks.
you said Touretting, and I
I'm
immediately-
like Dom Toretto.
Yeah, I was like Dom Toretto.
It's family.
La Familia. Because they had a tick in the middle of saying La Familia. It's all about fan fuck.
So, just quick experience. I was like, it all made sense. But it was just funny because like not even like 10 seconds later, and she's looking at the BOGO bin. Just it goes off.
Fast and the Fure Tourette's. I'm trying to think like how you could
Dom
incorporate
Toretto.
Dom Tourette's. I like it.
Yeah.
But Touretting. The Touretting is good.
Too fast, too Touretting.
Too fast Touretting.
No, too fast, too fuck.
Oh man, okay. I swear to God, this isn't a one-up story, but you told me about that. I was doing an event where it was a corporate event, but they were doing like awards, boring corporate awards like Salesman of the Quarter. Well, it's a small thing, couple hundred people, and I'm in the back of the room and I'm announcing. So I'm just literally sitting there. As people are talking on stage before I get to my winner announcements, I start hearing like random noises, and there's a table in front of me where I see this lady like spazzing out, and I'm like, oh, okay, she has Tourette's. That's why she sat in the back of the room. She didn't want to bother anything, except she wasn't cursing. She wasn't making Yelp noises. The word she was doing, and I'm going to spell it.
Oh, I hope it's the word I love.
It's well, no. Oh, I better not be the word you
Oh,
love.
okay.
It was N-I-G.
Oh no, stop.
But the way she ticked made it seem like someone said the offensive word and edited it out, because it was like tick, tick at the end of Nig, where it sounded like
that's awkward.
it sounded like she was like revving up. It's like, I want to say it, I want to say it, I want to say it, and I'm like,
That's awkward.
I cannot imagine. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, I have to announce with that potentially coming through the microphone, because I'm like sitting distance wise.
In that situation, you just have to just like address it. Just say, hey, everybody,
Yeah,
this is the situation.
that was quite uncomfortable. But the headliner story, Matt has been pumping this up. So if the story
I wouldn't say
sucks,
pump it up.
if the story sucks, blame him.
And I thought about, we discussed before the show, telling you who, or I'm debating whether to tell you who I am in the story and then leave it.
One of the first shows that we've done, I would say maybe like 5 shows in or 10 shows in, we talked about Burgergate. And for those of you who don't remember, one, go back, listen to the shows. They're awful, but Burgergate is pretty good. We talked about a scenario that Matt and I found ourselves in a bit of an argument or a dispute.
Who was right and who was wrong?
Who's right, who's wrong scenario. So much so where we literally have 50% of people on one side and 50% of people on the other side, and it has become a long-standing debate with Matt and I. So Matt is calling his shot and saying that this story is on the same level as Burgergate, and I cannot wait to see if Matt is in the right or Matt is in the wrong. And I'm stalling because Matt's looking down at his phone before telling the story.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull up just in case
I'm
there are
constantly talk and a little bit slower. Maybe an elongated pace to buy some
I was going to start
time.
the story. I'm pulling up the text just in case I need to reference them.
All right, Matt. So what's going on?
Okay.
This is titled Happy Hour Gate.
So I was, a couple weeks ago, I invited a friend, also a listener, to grab happy hour on like a Thursday after work or something.
Yeah.
Okay. And I said, look, let's meet up at World of Beer downtown, because I know she...
Great place.
Yeah. I know that she lives in one of the next buildings over. So I was like, hey, that's convenient for you. It's convenient for me because I can just head over there right after work. So, okay. I say happy hour, and let me see here. I'm trying to find the exact text, but I say specifically, let me know when you get off work. Okay?
Okay.
Let me know when you get off work. Probably around 5:25, she texts me, hey, just got off work. Okay?
5:25.
Like 5:25. It was like, 25, 30 minutes right after, 5. So I'm still at the office.
Okay.
All right. I kind of give myself some time because I figure it's going to take her 20 minutes to get to.
Okay, because she doesn't work down. She lives downtown, but doesn't
I know
work
she.
downtown.
I just know she doesn't work downtown.
Okay, got it.
So, let me see here. So, I head down to the parking garage right next to World of Beer, right? Probably like right around 5:40, 5:45. All right, I'm parking. I see her drive right by. Okay. So what do? Just to be funny, I took a picture, a candid picture of like her driving by.
Yeah.
Send it to her.
Now, did you send it to her in a LOL, just saw you or gotcha, like one of those type of things?
No, just no, I didn't throw anything else on. I just sent the photo. So
No,
she goes,
okay, that's creepy. That's almost stalkerish.
We were meeting for happy hour. I mean, look, to be fair, this is part of the debate.
No, but what I'm saying is if you don't put a caption with it and you're just sending a photo, then you look like a creeper.
Okay, so let me finish what's happening. So I send the photo. She goes, "What the fuck? Is that my car?" I go, "Yeah, I just saw you go by. I just parked in the garage." Okay, so it's like in a sense of this is great timing. Like timed it great. Okay. She goes, "What? Why are you here right now?" I said, "Happy hour." She goes, "I just got here," and I'm like, "Well, yeah, I left work a few minutes ago because you said you were just on your way." And then like she got anyway. The whole story, she got mad at me because I never said what time we were going to get happy hour, and like,
See-
but so my point was well, why would I ask you? Let me know what time you're heading home.
I don't think that's the crux of the issue. The crux of the issue is you didn't do what I like to call the LOL, because you know how when you say something and you don't put LOL or haha at the end of it, it can come off as mean or passive aggressive or whatever when you really are joking. By you sending a photo, she probably took it as, wow, this guy's so impatient that he was sitting there the whole time waiting for me to drive by and sending it.
But no. Hold on, let me back up because I gotta address that. She knew that I was waiting at work. Like I was, like staying a little bit later at work because I was going to try and time it to meet here. That's why I said, hey, I'm still at work. Let me know when you head
I get
home.
that. But the fact that you sent a photo of her with no context makes it seem like, wait, he sent a photo means he was waiting for me so he could take a photo.
Yeah. Look, I get
for some
that.
ulterior motive.
No, I get that, and that's why I
So
immediately.
I don't think it has anything to do with the communication of when you're doing it. I think she just had a weird. She took it wrong, and because obviously I know your intent. She took it wrong, thinking, "Wait a minute, you're getting upset at me, so I'm now going to get defensive because of this thing." And then you're reading it as, "Well, she's getting mad because she never told me about it, so whatever." And I'm like, that has nothing to do with it.
The debate was there miscommunication on what time to meet for happy hour? And my point was I said, let me know when you're heading
and I get
home.
that. I get that, but that has nothing to do with why she was upset and what the
No. She's saying it would have been nice to be able to get my stuff, go upstairs and eat something, or if you told me when you were going to be here. And I just said, I was at that point. I was like, look, I can always come back. I don't care.
You left a lot of details out because that completely changes.
I mean,
the
you
story.
jumped into the LOLs. Should have said haha.
Well, 'cause you tell better
but
stories.
I said work left a few minutes ago because you said you're on your way. Maybe I misunderstood, and I said I thought you were cool with happy hour when you got home. Her response was, would have been nice to be able to get my stuff upstairs and eat something.
Yeah, okay.
Or
See,
if you told me you were going to be here.
So the and eat something is weird. Now,
Yeah, I mean, like, and I'm like, it's happy hour. I'm not going to hang out at my office. I'm thinking in my mind,
and that's what someone brings up. It goes,
I'm not going to hang out at my office for like an hour and a half while you go home, change, eat. Like, that's why it's happy hour.
No, and I get it. And someone brings up on our Miranda on our Facebook chat goes, the question is, it is almost 6 o'clock, so there really wouldn't be much time left for happy
yeah.
hour.
That was part of the later on.
Should she have understood to be sometime soon? And then another one where it's like, someone pinged it. It's like she wanted more time to get herself situated and fixed up. Now, the eating thing is a bit weird because of the happy hour situation. So in that sense, you asked what time she's leaving.
If I asked you what time you were leaving, what does that indicate to you? Why would I want to know that?
No, and I get that, but you have to realize that's how you and I think. If there are some people who will be like, well, you asked me the question, I told you the answer. If you wanted to know more information, you should have asked me more information.
I don't know. To me, I thought it was implied happy hour plus let me know when you're heading home so I can time it. And I mean, like, and I literally timed. That's why I sent the photo because I was like, hey, perfect timing.
No, the photo I think added to an annoyance.
That I can agree with. Yeah, that I can agree with.
But let me say this: I don't know the type of person she is. I don't know
But
the
you know
the
how
job that she does.
You know that
no,
because I've
you,
done this in the past where like if I'm waiting on a friend
that.
and they're like across the street at a stop
understand
sign,
that.
I will take a photo of them like looking like a dummy waiting for the stop sign.
But then you typically put a comment with that.
No, I just it's
No,
weird.
every other time you put a comment with it. So it is one of those where I don't know who she is. I don't know what she does, whatever.
Yeah.
She could be that literal of a person. And I hate to sound like a hacky stand-up comedian, but it's one of those where it's like, that's how guys and girls think differently. Like a guy will be like, yeah, I this is what I meant. And a girl's like, well, you never asked that. Or you never said that. You know what I mean? Like it's almost that stereotype. Yeah, that is a true. And again, I don't know your relationship with this girl, but you know, it is brought up that girls are.
It was just a very
with no context.
Like I could tell that she was frustrated, and
she
I
could
was
have been frustrated at something else.
Yeah,
too.
and I was frustrated because I was like in my mind, I'm like, if let's put it like this, if it had gone how she had perceived things would have gone, she would have gone home, changed, eaten something, and then I guess would have been like, hey, I'm ready to go out for happy hour. At that point, it's going to be like 7 o'clock. I'm not hanging out downtown for that long. You know, it was like, let's grab a drink and that's it.
This is a scenario where, to be honest, there were there were multiple things at fault, but not necessarily in the wrong. And let me explain that. So you're right. That is very odd and kind of inconsiderate to think when you specifically said happy hour for her to want to take all this time without at least letting you know, hey, you know what? I probably won't be ready until whatever, and that might be after happy hour. Now, she might not be thinking that, and we can't expect everyone to think that.
Here's something that I had thought of, and when I say this, again, because I know she's a listener, I'm not saying this to like be mean in any way, but I don't think she understood or understands the concept. Happy hour is generally between like 5 to 7, and it's like one of those things where you go like right after work before you actually go home.
And that's the thing.
Like you don't go home and then go out for happy hour.
If she didn't understand that concept, then you can't. And that's why, okay, if she doesn't understand the concept, then you can't assume that she knows what you mean with a certain question.
Yeah. But look, if you were to invite someone to happy hour, you would, and they agree and they say, yeah, sure, you would assume that they knew, hey, it's generally between this time frame. But hey, if you want to iron out a specific time, then you should say that.
And that's where, and I'm not saying you were wrong, but that is a mistake that was made, was you also added to the ambiguity. Because yes, you asked, let me know when you're leaving, or whatever, but you never said, hey, let's meet at 7. Can you meet at 7? Oh, or hey, what time are you leaving?
Like again, if I texted you midday and I said, hey man, want to meet up for happy hour, and you said yes, and then like at let's just say at 4:30, I text you, hey, let me know when you're leaving your office.
Yeah, no, and I
what
get
does that imply to you?
But I'm also a different person. I would say, hey, I'm probably going to leave at 5. I have to do this, that, and the other. I'm just way over communicative like that because that's the type of person I am. And if clearly she's not the type of person who does that, then it is left up to ambiguity. You needed to, and I'm not saying you needed. One of the things that could have helped was, hey, let's meet for happy hour. Let's meet at 6. Just say it, and then the onus is on her. But the onus is on her to say, "Hey,
I might not be home by then."
Or it's like, I won't leave until 5:30. I actually want to go home and do this, that,
which
and the
is
other.
funny. Like if she had said that, I probably would have just bagged it. I would say, I'm not staying.
And that's fine. But at the same time, because that in her mind, I can see, and I'm not saying I agree with it or I'm the type of person, but in her mind, she goes, "Oh, he never told me a time. Let me just do what I need to do. Then I'll let him know when I'm ready."
Yeah.
So I don't think anyone's necessarily in the wrong. I just think it was one of those where there were a lot of mistakes. It was almost the perfect storm of awkwardness, where all these things had to happen.
It was one of those. So it's funny because like she's a good friend, and like I could tell that there was frustration, and I was frustrated too because I felt like she was upset at me, and I was in my mind. I'm thinking, why are you upset at me? Like I don't feel like I did anything wrong, but so anyway, it was very, very. Both people are frustrated, and like it was one of those situations where it was like no one even wants to hang out anymore.
And I'll be honest,
no one even wants to hang out anymore.
I think in that instance, and this is just like an amateur psychologist thing. Clearly, there was something else going on, and it was misdirected anger at you.
It's
over
possible,
something.
I guess. You
know what I mean? Like, and that's more than likely. A lot of females are chiming in, and they're kind of agreeing on your side. Where tell me when you're leaving equals I'm leaving at the same time.
Yeah.
So, but now she does, there is a comment where it's like, you typically want to say, let's meet in or let's meet at.
Yeah. See,
so there's that thing. And then another one, happy hour times are fluctuated. So we don't know this person's experience. Maybe it's like, yeah, I went to a happy hour and it went till 10 p.m. because there are some wacky places that do that.
I feel like places end happy hours.
I'm telling you, we frequent a place that happy hour is all night, and they might have half-price appetizers.
I know what you're saying. We haven't been there in a minute either. Eating good in the neighborhood.
Moving along.
That place is. That place is fancy, right?
It's fancy. Well,
no.
Let me say this: things are typically fancy like it.
Like this place.
Yeah.
They got the. I can't even remember the lyrics.
Bourbon Street steak is a very delicious menu item. Oreo shake, good thing to wash it down with.
2 straws. What's were the lyrics?
1 check.
2 straws, 1 check. We do 2 checks.
I don't know. Every once in a while, because I gave you a ride to the airport.
That's true.
Which you owe me. You still owe me a.
I got you.
Not tonight, though. Not tonight.
You want to go? You want to go to... Well, not tonight, but you want to go to a fancy, good neighborhood?
Let's do it. All right, guys. Moving along. You're right. That was a good story. I know I gave you a lot of crap, but I don't think that it was a Burgergate scenario.
I apologize. I was like,
you were
look,
in the wrong.
Yeah, I apologize. I was like, look, I'm sorry if there was a misunderstanding. You know, this is, and I explained, like, this is what I was thinking, I understand where you're coming from, and I hope she at least accepted what I was thinking, and like didn't think like you're an idiot.
You're right. It was a miscommunication. Again, I still think the photo of driving by.
Yeah, that's what started
Yeah.
the what the fuck are you already here? I
Yeah.
mean, look, look. She may not even expressed it verbally like that. It was through a text, but it was like, hey, we're here. To me, in my mind, it's like, hey, we're here at the same time. Great, you know,
Yeah.
like great timing.
But you hopefully you can see how someone would take that as,
Yeah,
what are
yeah.
you doing, stalking me?
Well,
Or, like-
yeah, I mean, like if we had not had plans to show up, you know, and meet, then yeah, that's just weird. But like when you know we're meeting at the same place, it'd be like if I was like, hey man, do you want to meet at Costco, right? And like we end up parking right in front of one another or something, and I send a photo of you with your car facing right
Yeah,
at me.
but
That's not stalkerish
Yeah,
because it's
but
just
I
hey, it's
saw
funny.
you. But
It's
that's-
just funny. We met up at the same time.
It's a high chance of me seeing you. I think the difference is when you do that and I get it, I can look up, oh, there you are, LOL. If I'm driving by and you take it and then like, well, now I can't look up and see that you're smiling or that you're having fun.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I was driving by. That is weird because to your example of like me standing across the street with my arms crossed looking like an idiot, I can look across the street like, oh, there he is. Ha,
Yeah,
ha,
yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So you didn't get that opportunity, if you will. But moving along, let me say this. You were wrong in Burgergate. I don't think you were wrong here. I'm just joking. I am part of the 50-50 where I'm like, I think both you and the server
Oh, yeah, that's a
are
good
wrong
episode.
in Burgergate. But all right, moving along, we do have to discuss things that have happened over the last couple of weeks in our news segment called What's Going On?
Oh, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Yeah, what's going on? What's going on? Oh, what's going on?
What's Going On? Brought to you by our amazing sponsors, Jennifer and Ashley over at Her Majesty Services. They are like busy. They are like business is a booming with Her Majesty Services. So spring is happening. You want to do some spring cleaning, but you want to treat yourself and you're a bit lazy. Call Her Majesty Services and check them out on the web, and you can get yourself your place and your office clean, as well as our other amazing sponsor, Amber, over at Classic Man Cuts. She actually was great. She's going on vacation to Central America to do some scuba diving in April, and she was able to fit me in right before she leaves. Did some little after hours, too. It's like, hey, if you can make it here by X o'clock, then I'll take care of you, because she knows how to hook up the moof troop.
Oh yeah, that's been a lifesaver at times.
Yeah, even though you don't take advantage because you feel awkward about it.
We hashed it out. I said, yeah, all right, I'll reach out to you.
All right, Matt. So you and I are college educated. Did you ever take any what I like to call goof classes? Classes that had no impact on your major? Like I took golf one semester.
I took insects.
Interesting.
And learned about bugs.
Nice.
Which was really fun. It was interesting. And then I just took like some sports classes too.
Nice.
But yeah, nothing crazy. In fact, a lot of my elective credits were all like psychology classes. 'Cause
Okay.
it was like at that time it was like so interesting.
Well,
to me.
one of the most popular ones is human sexuality. I know a lot of college
I
students.
don't remember if I took that.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know if
Interesting.
I took that.
Well, at Berkeley, not Cal Berkeley, but the actual music school at Berkeley, you can actually take a class taught by a rockette, and the entire class is how to dance like a rockette.
Remember when you could take a class by Matthew McConaughey?
Yeah, well, a lot of places are doing this. So you can obviously at Berkeley, because it is an art school, that actually is part of the curriculum. But I know that a lot of those places, like they'll do like a seminar study on the movie Black Panther, and you can get college credit technically for that. Is there any skill or anything very unique that you thought about that you'd ever want to learn? Like, you know what? I would love if I could do a semester and I learned how to punt from Pat McAfee. You know what I mean? And he just did an entire semester, and it was just punting class. And you learn how to
you
punt
get
a
an
football.
A based on how far you can punt it.
But like, and you know that we're talking about physical things, but is there any like special technique, special skill that you've always wanted to learn that you would be like, hey, in a dream world, I would love to go to college and take this as a class?
A special skill. Let's see. I mean, like the golf thing is interesting.
I took bowling as well. That was a cool semester
I
class.
would hate bowling. Bowling is just not fun for me. Man, I don't.
What's a skill that you just have always wanted to learn?
I would do like a gardening thing. I would
Really?
do gardening.
Nice.
I would do. It's funny to say this, but I feel like I would do like a wood shop class. I hate to say that because
cool.
it's so like high schoolish.
I was going to say,
But- but I-
didn't they offer that?
Yeah, but I never. Yeah, back then I never saw the
Interesting.
value or fun
Okay.
fun aspect of that.
Nice. Well, moving along, another thing that you and I typically do, which we're not doing this episode, which is very weird, is that you and I taste test things. And a common thing is sodas. Well, a new study came out that says that drinking Coca-Cola and Pepsi can actually lead to higher testosterone levels. The Northwest Minzu University in China was determining if there was any relationship between fertility and drinking sodas, and they looked at the studies, and they did it with mice, with humans and stuff, and they found that different levels of Coke and Pepsi had the same amount of potentially increasing testosterone. However, also could lead to larger testicles.
Is that a downside? Yeah, I'm gonna say it's a downside.
A lot of females say that it is. But yeah, so it's one of those where, they weighed their testicles, they weighed their testosterone levels before and after consuming.
That was the one thing. How many other things did they weigh, or was that like that's the one thing we're weighing?
Well, they were trying to do fertility tests, so I'm pretty sure it was all regionalized as to what they were weighing.
okay.
But apparently, a survey of 2,500 men showed that those who drank a liter of soda a day—that's insane. It did cause 30% fewer sperm. So you might have more testosterone, but if you're trying to get pregnant, you shouldn't be drinking Coke. So 30% fewer sperm.
I mean, that's a lot of soda to drink.
1 liter?
A
yeah,
day.
a day. But here's the thing. If you look at it in terms of a bottle, yeah, but then how many times do you see people drink like 2 big gulps? Because technically that's...
There are people out there that do
Yeah,
that. I'm
that's insane.
amazed. Like, and they don't drink like any water.
And our final story is, I know that you're not the most religious, but you've heard the thing about like the plague of locusts and like all the plagues and of things that would happen during Doomsday.
Yep.
Well, in China, they haven't really figured out why, but they're being
I remember
pummeled
this.
by a rain of worms. There's an entire area in China where people are having to pop open umbrellas in the province of Liaoning. They were told to find shelter because worms were falling from the sky. Now, a lot of people think that heavy winds are picking up, worms from a nearby forest. But if you look at the photos of it, it literally looks like Doomsday
I
Apocalypse.
saw that. That's got to be
Like, there's just worms
Imagine
all
Imagine it starting to happen, and you're recognizing. You're like, are those worms? And you get out of your car and you look, and then it just pours worms.
Yeah. And then or you're in your car and you're like, oh, a bug hit my windshield. And then you just see dozens of worms just slapping on your windshield. And what are you going to do? If you're driving, you can't do your windshield wipers because you're just
I'm doing it.
smudging worms.
Doing it.
You're just smudging worms all over the place.
Nope, doing it.
Okay.
Look, you know who's benefiting from all this? Fishermen. They're like, ooh, free worms. We can be catching fish with these bad boys.
All right. Well, that was what's going on. And we always transition from what's going on to our moof of the week.
Just when I think you couldn't possibly be any dumber.
You are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
You little stupid ass. Whoa.
I want to say move for the week.
You little dumb man. Whoa.
All right. So, Matt, you and I used to party, especially in downtown Orlando.
Oh yeah.
Now, it's not relegated to downtown Orlando, but I think you and I can say that going downtown is not the best as
Not
much
anymore.
anymore.
It's changed, man.
Yeah, well, it looks like a lot of Orlando has changed because according to a recent study, they ranked the dirtiest cities in the United States. And, they basically ranked pollution, rodent problem, trash pickups,
Okay.
open spaces of 152 cities that were ranked. The dirtiest city was Houston, Texas, which I agree. Houston, Texas is garbage.
Okay.
However, Florida, not so good.
Wait,
in
okay,
there.
okay. Let me guess the cities.
So let me say this. In the top 152, we had 9 cities in there.
Okay, so is Jacksonville the worst?
No, not in Florida.
No, I'm sorry. Out of the Florida ones.
No, that's what I'm saying. It is not the worst in Florida.
Okay.
It's on the list. So
Okay,
so,
Jackson. Okay.
So Family Feud ding to your way.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna have to say. See,
The
I don't
dirtiest
think Tampa is dirty, but I mean,
Well, Tampa is number 38 in the country,
Really?
and the fourth dirtiest in Florida. Now I brought up Orlando.
I'm trying to think what the best or the worst
Well,
dirty is.
Orlando is third dirtiest in the state, 24th in the country
Damn.
for dirtiest cities.
Okay, are we gonna say Miami? What is the
Miami
dirtiest?
is cleaner than Orlando and Tampa.
Okay,
That's what's crazy.
I'm still thinking, what is the dirt? Is it a big metropolitan city?
I mean, ish. It surprised me when I found out the dirtiest city, number 1 and number 2 in Florida, really surprised me.
Is
so
it
I-
Pensacola?
No, so I'll go from the bottom. So just in Florida, the 9th dirtiest in Florida is Tallahassee, then Jacksonville, then Port St. Lucie, St. Petersburg, which is weird because I've been to St. Petersburg and I thought it's quite clean
St.
and
Pete
beautiful.
is nice.
Miami, Tampa, Orlando. Fort Lauderdale
Is the worst?
No, it's second worst in Florida, and it's the 20th worst in the country, and 18th worst in the country. Dirtiest city in Florida, Hollywood.
Hollywood, Florida.
I've been to Hollywood, Florida, and I didn't think it was that dirty. But apparently, according to all of these factors in, yeah, Florida's got some dirty cities, and
where
it is,
does like New York fall on that?
so I didn't look at the entire list, but Houston was number 1. Newark, New Jersey was number 2,
Okay.
Which a lot of people have agreed with. And then San Bernardino, California. Yeah, so it was absolute disheartening, but also makes sense on why Orlando is number 24 in the country when it comes to dirtiest cities.
All right.
All right, so that is your moof of the week, and with the next song that I did, I would put a lot of money that you have no idea what this is. You might have heard of it, but I don't even know if you've heard of it because it is surprising what you do and don't know, but you probably don't know. To be honest, I guarantee half of our audience doesn't even know this song. It is a very obscure song, but the reason I chose it, it is in the news recently. It is huge on TikTok, huge on social media, and it won the Academy Award for Best Song in a Movie. So I present to you
I don't know this.
the next theme of Matt's Lonely Thoughts. He's alone and he's in bed, just bored by his phone late at night. He surfs on Reddit, steals the ideas, hypotheticals in his mind. He will ask all the tough questions, wonder what can they will say. He's a baby when it comes to fruit, he will just say no way. Go online, you can get a free sticker, and please buy our merch, cause we need the money, we need the money, we need the money. Lonely, 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 he is lonely. He's a lawyer, 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 did I mention he's a lawyer? Move to it's your favorite segment on the 2 Move Show, he's lonely. You can bet that he is unprepared for this, but it's Matt's Lonely Thoughts.
Is this
And
from
now
any
this is
Indian
the part where we do the suspender dance.
movie? Yeah. I do recognize it.
It's an Academy Award song. This song slaps. So I know, Matt, I posted it on the Facebook page about, how much money could we raise if you and I learned the suspender dance, because it is like mesmerizing.
I started watching that movie. It's a good movie. It's just long.
It's surprisingly gory. For this being like such an upbeat song and like wins the Academy Award or whatever, but this is the one, like, so there are many routines. There's what's called the hook step, where they have their arms around each other and they go crazy, the suspender dance.
Don't ruin the movie for me.
No, this is all part of the dance scene. Like, it has nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
But check out how insanely fast and controlled.
Oh yeah, they start doing it faster and
Yeah.
faster and faster.
And then they do like the slow motion. And then all of this. I'm telling you and I can learn this routine. You and I can learn this entire routine, man. All right.
But yeah,
anyway.
they just start trying to one up each other. Unlike that's the part of the movie where they start trying to outdance each other and doing it harder and faster, and so one of them like can't keep up.
Yeah.
It's just
It's a dope song. It's a dope dance
if
battle.
you watch,
but
see the thing, if you start watching like the first 10 minutes of the movie,
Yeah.
it's great. It'll get you
Oh.
it'll get you hooked. It does start. I feel like it does start slowing down and dragging a little bit, but it's a solid movie.
and just to, it's the movie RRR. It's not the best movie. I'll fully admit it's not that good of a movie.
I think it's
and I
entertaining.
know you said no, it's entertaining. But then when you look at it from when you're done watching it, you're like, okay, there's other better action movies than this. You know, because a lot of it, and as I'm sure you've seen, it's a lot of over the top insanity and stuff. Anyway, we're getting off topic. Not to. Great song. You should listen to it. But Matt, what's your lonely thought?
Okay, so this is sent in by a listener. And
A borrowed lonely thought, much like the other ones.
I said exactly that. So you are part of a study where they are going to essentially let you die, but bring you back.
Okay.
Because they want to see what your experience is and see if they can.
Okay.
They know scientifically they can let you die and they will be able to bring you back. 100%.
Okay.
Okay. You have volunteered for this study because they want to see, is there an afterlife? That's the part of the study. Okay. What are you looking up?
It just reminded me, that's the plot of a movie. But
and that's a great movie.
Yeah. Flatliners.
Is that the guy, Siegel, isn't it?
What? No, it's, again, I'll play it, but continue your stuff. It is the movie
all right.
called Flatliners.
So say you do it and you come back and they're like, so what did you see? You know, tell us.
Yeah.
And let's just say you saw nothing. Nothing. Do you lie? And do you lie and just make up some whole thing and or do you just poo-poo on everything?
There's a couple of factors on it. One, I know it's
because whatever you say, everyone's waiting. Everyone's waiting.
I get it.
And let's just assume that they can't replicate this again. With
See,
somebody else.
you just threw in some factors that immediately changed my thought, because I'm thinking, okay, if it's a study and it's a legit study and other people are doing it,
the resources that go into it, they can only do this once.
And it's just me, and there's press conferences and stuff. So if it wasn't
Think
that,
like the movie Contact.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
When the girl, they interview her and she's like, they interview her and they what did you see, aliens? And she explains everything, right?
Yeah, it's the movie Flatliners is exactly what you're talking about.
There's another movie with the guy from Forgetting Sarah Marshall, and it's better than.
But it's essentially that, where the whole point of it is in order to you apparently transport yourself to another whatever when you flatline, and then they bring you back. But that's. If it was a legit study that other people were doing, I would be honest, be like, I didn't see anything. But
that's going to change the whole world.
But if you're telling me that I'm going to have a press conference and I'm going to
start making up a whole bunch of shit,
you know it.
You're like, you guys are never going to believe this. You never.
But
it's nothing but Kenny. It's nothing but people spinning the prices right.
No, see that then people would know you're lying. See, that's the thing. You can't go too insane with it, because the crazier or the wackier it is, the more people will be like, okay, he's clearly lying, and we wasted our money.
You just double down. You're like, I don't know what to tell everybody. Why would I lie about this to the entire world?
No, because there's going to be enough people that will just crap on you so much you'll become public enemy number one. You know what I mean? Because look what people did to the Chewbacca mom. They destroyed her just because she was having a fun time with the Chewbacca mask.
I thought she enjoyed that.
She enjoyed it, but then everyone started crapping all over her and ruining her life. And I'm just saying, if you went on there and goofed like that, you would have to tell it to where it's crazy enough, but then at the same time you could do this, listen, I met God, and I'm not joking. God told me that we shouldn't trust him, that we shouldn't believe in him.
Ooh, you confirm it, but then you throw on your little twist.
Yeah,
that
there's a little plot twist, or it's
he's not who you think he is.
Or it's honestly,
no.
Or you sit there and it's guys, dogs they can understand us fully. And they choose not to.
You know what you're God is real, but when you pass, everyone becomes an animal.
Wasn't that a lonely thought from before?
It's kind of got the twist on the Golden Compass.
Oh, there it is.
There it is. So so then people will be like, wow, man, that's I believe it, but I also don't believe it.
That's what I'm saying. Now, let me say this. Would you just poke the bear and just be like, hey, guys, I'll tell you right now, there are multiple gods. They're all Asian. But you make it to where it's there are multiple gods, all black women, and then just leave it at that, and then that way people.
Or you just you leave it a little bit more vague. You're like, he's just one of many. You guys haven't even gone through that door.
Well, what's crazy is a lot of people believe that way. Or what if it's hey, when you die, it's like a King of the Hill scenario where you die and you have to challenge God to be the next God. And you have to like defeat them, like, and I'm thinking Black Panther. It's literally Black Panther. Like when they do the fight or whatever, it's like if you challenge and beat him, you become the next god. And you know what I mean?
I had a good idea, and then you threw my mind elsewhere. I had a really
ADHD
really
sucks.
solid.
So we're talking about a lot of this in whatchamacallit, religious type of things. But what if you made the lie where it's like, hey, I died and I was transported to my 10-year-old
I
self.
know what it was now. You come back and you're like, you're not going to believe this. The pharaohs is a real thing. Like Egyptian sun god.
That wasn't
like,
as good.
Well, I mean, it was
Not as good as you thought.
It was just a quick.
No, but what if it's like, hey, when you die, you relive the same day? You know what I mean? Like you do the thing where it's like you relive the worst day of your life over and over and over again. Or it's like when you die, you transport to when you were 8 years old and you beat Mike Tyson for the first time in one try.
It's just happiness.
Over and over again. You're constantly beating Mike Tyson.
You are playing Mike Tyson's Punch Out, and you were on it with the rhythm and the blocks and the dodges.
No, not even blocks. No hits. You don't take any hits. You dodge everything.
Oh, dang, man. You go through Goblins and Ghouls, which is arguably one of the hardest games in the world, without dying.
When you die, you're able to successfully get on those jet skis and Battletoads and zoom through those walls.
When you die, you are thrown onto Dance Dance Revolution, the hardest setting, and your feet just fucking fly. You can dance like none other. It's like Footloose, bro.
What if it's like, guys, when you die, you are the greatest drummer in the world. And then it's like, let me show you. And you pull out sticks and it's like, dink, dink, dink.
Look, when you die, you go back and you have the greatest fucking podcast you've ever had.
So
you have the best hypotheticals.
When you tell your co-host the download numbers, he believes you.
There's an extra zero. There's a zero. There is a zero.
And it's not the only number.
It's not zero.
So people chiming in, Erica, it's like, it is a double-edged sword. I'd be inclined to tell people there is an afterlife, but then we wouldn't appreciate life as much on Earth. That is a true thing, because if you said...
But we're also trying to go to Mars, so we can appreciate life on Mars.
No, but I think I get what she's saying. It's like, let's say that they flatline you and you say that's so much better. How many people are like immediately, unfortunately, immediately ending their lives to try to get to that place?
That's the theme of this other movie. Look it up. The guy from Forgetting Sarah Marshall and the guy from he played the bad guy in one of the Marvel movies, like the general dude. He's also in just look up the guy from
you're talking about Jason Segel.
Look up the movies that he was in.
He's been in a lot of stuff, man.
The premise of the movie was this his father proves that there's an afterlife, and immediately, like, because they show the proof to the entire world, the discovery. They show proof to the world, and people make a beeline to the afterlife.
2 years after the afterlife is scientifically proven, a man attempts to help a young woman break away from her dark past. There's a one-sentence plot line right
but
there.
in the movie, it's how the world reacts to it's
Robert,
how the world.
Robert Redford.
Robert Redford. Thank you.
Hail Hydra.
Gotcha. And he was in the movie where he was in jail as a military prisoner.
I just know Hail Hydra.
With the guy from Sopranos.
Woke up this morning, got some gabagool.
But yeah, that movie there is a mind F. Although we've just been cursing through this whole episode, it's a mind fuck. That movie, watch that movie, because it's how the world reacts and responds to the discovery that there is an afterlife. Again, people are like, why am I going to... Like, people that are having, like, a bad... they look at this discovery as one of the worst things to ever happen, because they're like, people that have bad lives are just offing themselves because they're like, hey, I can just make it to the afterlife. Why be here when I could just go to the afterlife? And it's just a wild, like mind bend, dude.
So... I don't want to spoil it, but if anyone's seen the movie Predestination,
great movie.
That is a mind fuck.
Dude, I watched that the other day. Movie. Time travel. You watch that and tell me it's not a good movie.
No, it's. I know.
I dare you.
Alf even agrees, and it's one of those movies where you watch it and it's a great movie, but then you're like, I'm uncomfortable. Like,
Oh,
this is-
yeah,
and-
yeah,
and
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I equate it almost to the movie Joker. Like at the end of Joker, you're just like, I loved that movie, but I feel really like dirty. Like I feel gross. Like I feel uncomfortable.
Oh, yeah, there's a very
Predestination.
real good reason why you would feel awkward
Yeah,
in this
the
movie.
plot twist in Predestination, that's a chef's kiss
Mm-hmm.
plot twist right there. All right, guys, thank you so very much for joining us. What's funny is I just said thank you for joining us, and I'm pretty sure I listened to the last show and I just crapped all over you for saying thank you to the listeners, and I just committed it myself. Sorry, guys.
I appreciate everyone listening. Thank you. Do you want to say good day?
No, that would be weird.
I don't have anything funny to do an outro with, so if you just want to think and
How
be
about
on
this?
the way.
Woke up this morning, got some gabagoo.
Hey,
woke up the
I'm
next-
fucking walking here.
Yeah, I woke up the next
Gabagoo.
morning and got some gabagoo.
All right, I say good day. He says good day.
How long do you think I could just leave this
No,
rolling to see
he's-
how long he goes?
He says good day. People are not going to appreciate this.
It's peaking the audio level so bad.
Cut it. I say good day.
I wanted one more. I said good day. All right, streaming. All right, Facebook Live. Thanks for joining us. No.